Well, hello, and thank you for considering Red Sale for your property management needs. We know you're the kind of person who wants to rent your home to the highest quality tenant and maintain your largest investment. The problem is, in order to do that successfully, you need to market your home, screen your tenants, get your home in rent-ready condition, create contracts and other legal documents, prepare invoices, collect rent payments, schedule maintenance repairs, be on call 24/7 for your tenants. You get the idea. We believe the process of renting out your home shouldn't have to be time-consuming or stressful. That's why our team of property rental experts are ready to take on the responsibilities of a landlord for you. While most of our competitors are real estate companies that are offering an in-house property manager, we consider this to be an old school approach. With the old school model, a lone property manager handles everything from marketing, inspections, background checks, finances, maintenance, and the multitude of additional tasks related to managing your home. Property managers working within this model tend to get burned out quickly and often spread too thin with their workload. Something has to give. Typically, that's good communication with you. At Red Sale, we take a totally different approach. When you hire us, you have a team of industry professionals trained for specific roles, such as our operations manager ensures our systems, team members, and overall company are always working at a maximum efficiency for our clients. Our maintenance coordinator oversees property turnover, repairs, and any maintenance that occurs during the tenant's occupancy. Our leasing specialist is hard at work to ensure to find a qualified tenant as fast as possible. You'll hear from them weekly during the marketing phase. Our accounting team focuses on, well, you guessed it, accounting. This ensures the thousands of dollars that go through your account each year are accurate and reconciled on a monthly basis. This is extremely helpful when it comes to tax season. Our property inspector handles all inspections, including initial property inspections, tenant move-ins, move-outs, and smoke alarm inspections required by state law. And last but not least, our client care coordinator will be there to welcome you aboard the moment you hire us. They'll walk you through your account setup, answer any questions you have throughout the onboarding process, and be your personal contact for any general concerns throughout your relationship with Red Sale. Over the next few minutes, we're going to share about our services from A to Z. Hopefully, by the end, you'll know if Red Sale is the right property management company for you. Let's talk about getting your home in rent-ready condition. Whether you're living in the home or the property is vacant, we'll need to assess what the home needs to meet Red Sale's minimum property standards. You can find a downloadable copy of our standards below, and we encourage you to read through it thoroughly at your convenience. Once you sign the management agreement, the first thing we'll do is schedule our initial property inspection. The purpose of this inspection is to formally document any needed repairs, updates, or compliance-related items the home will need before marketing. After the initial inspection, our maintenance coordinator will send you the inspection report and gather estimates. Upon your approval, we'll coordinate all the needed repairs, and once the repairs are completed, we'll have the home deep cleaned and updated photos with professional real estate photography. Our goal is to start showing your home to prospective tenants as soon as possible. And in our experience, showing a vacant, professionally cleaned, move-in ready property is the absolute best way to ensure that we find you the highest quality tenant in the shortest amount of time. Oh, and as an added bonus, we document the size of all the HVAC filters in the home. So once the tenant moves in, we mail the right size HVAC filters to the door every 60 days at no extra cost to you. Next, let's go over how we will market and show your home to potential tenants. So you may be wondering, how do we determine the rental price? Here's how. The marketing analysis gathers data from the last 12 months of rental history in the surrounding area. We take into account the condition of the home, the location, square footage, number of bedrooms and bathrooms, along with our extensive experience in placing over 1,000 tenants. We'll do our best to hit your target number. During this phase, our leasing agent will be providing weekly marketing updates with feedback on this week's showings. And with Red Sale's 7 to 10 day average market time, we're confident you'll have a highly qualified tenant in no time. Now keep in mind, Red Sale adds over 1,000 potential tenants per month to our database. So not only are we marketing to new prospects, but also to those who have previously inquired about other homes. Additionally, your property will be listed on over 100 sites including Rent.com, Zillow.com, HotPads, Trulia, Realtor.com, and Zumper, just to name a few. Red Sale has several showing options for the prospective tenants that include in-person showings. We're able to facilitate in-person showings and do not rely on realtors and outside agents to show our properties. Virtual tours. Using today's best technology, we can provide video tours for out-of-state residents. Self-guided tours. For faster access, weekends, or after-hour showings, the prospective tenant can schedule a self-guided tour once they've provided their driver's license and completed our security check. There's no doubt this system sets us apart from our competitors. And fun fact, we have facilitated over 3,500 showings via self-guided tours each year. Needless to say, it works very well. Next, we're going to tell you about tenant screening, lease signing, and security deposit collection. You can ask anyone who has applied to be one of our tenants. Red Sale has the highest tenant standards. We're not just looking for someone with a job and a pulse. Our screening process has 4 standards: credit history, criminal background check, employment verification, and past rental verification. Let's dive a little bit deeper into each one. Credit history. This should show that the resident has paid bills on time and does not have a history of debt write-offs, bankruptcy within the past 5 years, or accounts that have gone into collection. Also, accounts and collections for utility companies will not be approved. Criminal background check. We're going to ensure that the tenant has no criminal record, is not on the sexual offender list, and has no history of drug use. Employment verification. We're going to ensure the tenant has solid income and require them to make 3 times the monthly rent, no exceptions. Past rental verification. We confirm the applicant's rental history with previous landlords and property managers. Once we found a tenant who meet the qualifications of each standard, we have them sign the lease, collect a security deposit equal to 1 month's rent, and schedule their move-in date. All right, let's move on to tenant move-in, rent collection, and owner disbursement, shall we? So at this point, Red Sale has secured a tenant. 2 days prior to the tenant move-in date, our inspector performs the first state-required smoke alarm inspection, a touch-up cleaning, and a complete, thorough photo documentation report on the property. This report will be uploaded to your online portal and will show you an average of 300 to 400 pictures documenting the condition of your home prior to tenant move-in. Keep in mind, this report will come in handy with any possible disputes during the move-out process. Lastly, a locksmith will rekey the home to ensure the tenant has a safe and secure property. Now this is where the fun begins for you. Rent payments are due on the first of the month with a 4-day grace period. To allow time for rent payments to clear Red Sale's account, owner disbursements are scheduled between the 10th and the 12th of each month. Owners should see their disbursements in their accounts by the 15th. Now this isn't required, however, we highly recommend a separate checking account with 2 to 4 months of mortgage payments set aside. This allows you to be better prepared for unforeseen maintenance issues. Did you know the eviction rate in Hampton Roads is around 10%? The good news is, Red Sale's eviction rate is typically less than 1%. That's more than good news. That's great news for you. And on the rare occasion we have had to represent a homeowner in court, we've yet to lose a case. So what happens when a tenant doesn't pay? If there's non-payment beyond the 4-day grace period, it results in RedSale posting a 14-day pay or quit note, which begins the legal process to evict. If the tenant does not pay after the 14-day period, our attorneys will proceed with the eviction. It's an unfortunate truth that evictions can happen to any real estate owner. Even great tenants with impeccable rental history can come upon difficult times and find themselves unable to pay rent and also find it difficult to move. A job loss, divorce, health issues are all frequent causes. When this occurs, an expensive and time-consuming procedure with the court system for eviction begins. This can cost the owner a significant amount of money. Sooner or later, most landlords will be faced with the costly procedure of an eviction, not to mention the loss of rental income. RedSale Property Management has the solution. We have an optional, cost-effective program that protects our owners from the high cost and the time-consuming headaches that come with evicting a tenant. For only $15 per month per property, this program will cover the costs of virtually all evictions, which include legal fees and court costs up to a maximum of $1,500 in connection with an unlawful detainer action for all tenants placed in the property by RedSale Property Management. If you'd like an extra layer of peace of mind, the Eviction Protection Program may be the right option for you. In the next video, we'll discuss maintenance, repairs, and tenant move-out. Okay, so if you've ever been a tenant, you know how important maintenance is. There is nothing worse than needing a repair and it not even being a priority for the property manager. With our smart technology, we make maintenance requests super easy and convenient for our tenants and allows them to communicate messages and pictures that help us diagnose the issue before sending a contractor. That saves time and money. Anytime a maintenance issue is reported, you will be notified of the situation through email or text. Now, that doesn't mean we need you to do anything about it. We're just keeping you in the loop. If we do have to send a contractor to the home and the repair can be done for under $300, RedSale authorizes the contractor to do the repair that day. Remember, the goal is to keep the tenant happy. Any maintenance issues over $300 require your approval. Now, this does not apply to emergencies. If there's an issue that renders the home inhabitable, we'll have to authorize that work to be done immediately. Now, let's talk about what happens when the tenant moves out. The majority of our tenants sign a 2-year lease. Once we receive notice that the tenant does not want to renew, we put the property back on the market to our database of potential tenants in previously mentioned marketing outlets. Our goal is to have the least amount of time in between tenants as possible. At that time, RedSale will charge the tenant's security deposit for any damage or neglect beyond the normal wear and tear. The homeowner is responsible for items deemed normal wear and tear. That includes, but is not limited to, minor paint touch-ups, carpet that has exceeded its normal life expectancy, and other basic upkeep items. Well, that's a wrap on our company's overview of services. Now, we know you're probably thinking, all of this sounds great, but what is it going to cost me? That's a great question, and that's exactly what we're going to cover next. All right, so you've learned all about our services. Now it's time to learn about our fee structure. We have 2 main fees. First, a 10% monthly management fee. So for example, if the rent is $1,500, our monthly fee would be $150. Next, we don't charge anything up front. There's no setup fees. There's no upfront commitment for us to start our process. We don't get paid until we have found the tenant, they have moved in, and they've made that first month's rent payment. At that time, we charge a leasing fee. The amount of the leasing fee depends on the length of the lease that we're able to secure. For a 1-year lease, we charge a flat $750 that will come out of the tenant's first month's rent payment. If we're able to secure a 2-year lease, we charge a flat $12.50. Obviously, that's a tad bit more, but you have the peace of mind knowing that you have a tenant locked in for 2 full years. The leasing fee covers everything from our initial inspection, a rental market analysis, marketing pictures, advertising costs, showing the home, tenant screening, documenting the condition of the home before tenant move-in, and facilitating the move-in. If that sounds like a lot, it is, but we've got you covered. Next, we have a few per occurrence fees. The first per occurrence fee is on maintenance. You will see a 10% invoice fee on a maintenance item. So for example, your kitchen faucet springs a leak and it needs to be repaired. Let's say it costs $100. The bill you will see will be $110. Now, if you shop around, you'll find some companies charge up to 20% on maintenance, and others charge a flat fee per invoice. Some other competitors, on paper, don't really charge anything. However, many are often getting kickbacks from the vendors. Listen, in our observation, maintenance is truly the downfall of most property management companies. A company's inability to handle maintenance in a timely manner, communicate well with owners, tenants, and vendors is often the weakest link. We take maintenance seriously. We utilize state-of-the-art technology to coordinate repairs, a staff that works around the clock to ensure that your home is being cared for and the tenant's needs are being met. So, whether it's 11 o'clock on a Friday night or 2 a.m. on a Sunday, you'll have peace of mind knowing that we've got you and your tenants covered with any maintenance need. And in case you're wondering, our staff is always shopping around and comparing vendors in order to provide you with the fairest market rates on maintenance work. Next, a $195 lease renewal fee applied at the time we renew an existing tenant's lease. At lease renewal, we'll do an updated comparable market analysis to determine whether we should increase the rent at that time. And lastly, did you know that Virginia law requires a smoke detector inspection every year? Of course you didn't. That's why you need a knowledgeable property manager like Red Sale. We charge $75 once per year to facilitate this inspection. So now we have a question for you. Are you ready to move forward? If so, fill out the contact form below so that we can reach out to you to get the ball rolling. Thank you so much for allowing us to tell you about how we can help save you time, money, and most of all, your peace of mind.